Hi, Azizi. Hi, Lori. Can you guys hear me? You're on mute. We have some people joining, so I'm just letting them into the meeting room. Hi, Lori. I'm just going to check to see who RSVP'd yes to this so I know who we're waiting for. Looks like we're waiting on Khadijah and Belta and NATO. So we're probably going to wait another few minutes till 1:05. I see Belta's just been added. You all hear me?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome.
Hi, Belta.
Hi, Belta. Connie.
Now?
Conchita just unmuted herself.
Yeah, I'm in.
Hi, Conchita.
Hey.
Hey, Connie.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Azizi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Hi, Azizi.
Hi.
What's this piece of art behind you? It's beautiful.
Oh, it's I got it online by, I don't remember their name. Yeah, they do a lot of different pieces in this style. I have another one on the opposite wall. That's just a black woman crown with hoop earrings, and they're nice though.
Nice.
Good afternoon, you all. Can y'all hear me? This is Lisa.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hi, Lisa. I can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to make sure.
We're gonna get started in about a minute. We're still waiting on Khadijah and NATO. Hi, Belton.
Hi, Belta.
Oh, you're on mute,
I
Belton.
I can't hear you. Can anyone hear Belta?
Belton,
No,
you want me to unmute you, Belta, or do you see how to do it?
I can't see her.
Okay, you're
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yes. Hi,
Okay.
Belta.
Hi, Panchita.
Conchita, you said you can't see Belta?
No. I see three people, you, Lori, and Azizi.
Are you on your phone or your computer?
I'm on my computer.
Okay, do you,
It's the frame. The way she's looking at it, she can probably change that.
yeah, if you go look at the top right of your screen, you can
Yep.
change the gallery view.
Okay, type right of my screen, gallery view. All right. What does the icon look like?
It should say gallery view.
Nope.
Here, I'll share my screen so you see what I'm talking about.
All right.
I wanted to share my Zoom screen, but now it's just come off Zoom.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, wait, let me see. You,
Mm.
what you have there, I don't have any of that on my. I don't see any of that on my screen. I mean, on my upper right hand of my screen.
Yeah.
Are you using the
Oh.
internet
I-
browser?
I see Delta now. She's at the bottom. It's on the right hand side. It's like a column. Janice, Lori, Azizi, T, and Delta.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a column, but you can also change it so that you can see everybody. But if you can see the column, then you can just.
That's all right. I don't want to mess with Azizi. I'll do something and nope, I'll just stay like this. Thank you.
I understand.
We're gonna get started. I'm just gonna do a quick overview of the things I'm gonna be talking about, and if you think of anything else that you want to see me go over, then we can add that to the list. Or if you just, while we're going through things, if something comes up, you can ask me, or just put it in the chat, and I'll get that question answered. So I'm really just gonna be looking at how to get to Google Drive, some basic functions on Google Drive, going through the different apps like slides, sheets, documents, how to collaborate on documents, different committee members, and then I'm going to finish up with how to use Canva.com, which is a free application. It's a free website you can use for designing flyers for different events or social media posts, Facebook event pages, things like that.
And what's it called?
Canva. C-A-N-V.
C-A-N.
DA.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
So is there anything else you guys are looking to go over? No? Okay. So I'm going to start with the presentation now. If you guys want to mute yourselves, just so we're not hearing any extra background noise, and then you can unmute if you have a question or a comment or anything like that. So I'm going to share my screen. Do you guys see?
Oh, yeah, I see it. Google. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So we're just going to go to Google Drive, and I'm going to be comparing the things in Google Drive to Microsoft Office because that might be what most people are more familiar with here. So let's see. So if you just type into your search bar Google Drive, it'll be the first thing that comes up, and you can sign in. You can also just type into the search bar drive.google.com, and it'll take you to the same page. Most of the applications that Google has, you can just type in the name.google.com, it'll take you there. So I'll just talk about some of the basic things you see on the home screen for Google Drive. This up here is just the account that you're logged into. So I'm looking at the drive for this email account, janice@obs-stl.org. And that's going to be important if you have like a personal email and then you have a work email to make sure you're working in the right account. And then we have this grid right here will show you quick links to all your Google apps. So we're in Drive right now. We can also go from here to Gmail, which is Google's email service. And then Google has Slides, which is the equivalent of PowerPoint. So if we click this, this is just basic PowerPoint, has all your recent presentations, has some templates that you can use. And then you can just create a blank one. And a lot of these, like these toolbars, are very similar to how you would have seen them in PowerPoint. So I'll go back to this tab.
Janice,
Yes.
or you said you go to Google and then you type Google Drive
Google Drive.
and then you sign in.
Yes.
And how do you sign in? Or
Yeah, so you would sign in using your Gmail account, because every Gmail account has all of these Google Drive capabilities attached to it.
okay,
So here, let me sign out and I'll just show you.
okay,
So if you went to Drive, I would click on my work email because that's what I'm going to be using for this. Enter my password. Like next. And it would take me to my Google Drive.
okay.
So
Thank you.
yeah, no problem. And then, so the next one we're going to go over is Google Sheets, which is right here. This is the equivalent of Excel. So if you click on this, it'll take you to that home screen for Google Sheets, where you have all of your recent documents down here, templates up here. You just create a blank one. So I don't know why it's taking a while to load, but anyways, essentially the same as like Slides. These toolbars are basically the same things that you would see in Excel. Go back to Google Apps, and then we have Google Docs, which is how you create a word processing document, which is going to be the equivalent of Microsoft Word. And you can just create a blank document in that same way. You can see the layout. It looks exactly like Microsoft Word. We have Google Calendar here, where you can look at your calendar, put trainings in here. You can put tasks up here, things like that. And these are really the main Google apps that you'll be using for committee work. Google Chat and Google Meet are ways you could talk to committee members. Google Meet is very much like Zoom or FaceTime or Skype. It's just Google's video conferencing application. Google Chat, you can just send messages, and the rest of these you won't really be using. So there's no need to go over that. So
Janice,
Mhm.
how come we're not doing this in Google Chat?
So Google Chat, like this training,
Yeah,
yeah, so Google Chat would be, you can only send messages. So you wouldn't be able to hear other people's
and
voices.
talk, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
This same training in Google Meet, you see this video icon, which is basically like Zoom, but we just work in Zoom because it's easier, I would say.
Easier?
Yeah.
It's easier?
Yeah, I'm not as familiar with Google Meet, but it might be that you need a Google account to use Google Meet. And since
Okay,
you have different people on Gmail or Yahoo or different email sites, we just have a habit of using Zoom.
gotcha.
But if you
Okay.
don't have a Zoom account, you could definitely try to use Google Meet.
It's
Okay.
pretty straightforward to use. I think it's easier if you have a Gmail account because you're just clicking on it and it launches.
Yeah. And also, when you make calendar events in Google, it automatically sets up like a Google meeting for you that you could use.
Mhm.
But we just typically don't use that because we use Zoom. But if you wanted to play around with it, as Azizi said, it's pretty intuitive. So we're just going to go over some things that you can access from this Google Drive home screen. Just going to close some of these tabs. So we have the search bar up here, which is how you would search for documents. And you would just type in the name, like if I was working on the Jamala Rogers Young Visionary Award, I would type in JRYBA because I already have this folder here. And that's how I would access that. Over here we have settings. We're not typically going to use this, but if you ever needed to change the settings, like change the language or something of your Google Drive, that's where you would do it. So here we see our recent documents. And this button up here is how you change between grid view and list view. We're in list view right now where it has each document file or folder just listed. And that's the traditional way to look at it. We can also go to grid view where it will show you like small previews of each document that you're looking at. And this is more helpful when you're looking at pictures or flyers that maybe have similar names, like these two have very similar document names, but they're different flyers, different versions that I created in Canva, which we're going over later. So you can just see a small preview of each document here. Just gonna go back to list view. When you click on a document, you can also click on this eye up in the top right, view details, which will show you information about that document. It'll give you a little preview, shows you the type of document and image, the size, some other details about the file, when it was last modified, who it was modified by, when it was created, things like that. You can add a description if you need to describe to other committee members what this file is for. We also have activity over here. And this keeps like a log of different things that have gone on in the document. Since this was a pretty simple one, I just did it in Canva and uploaded it. There's just one entry. But if you were collaborating with different committee members, it would say, Panchita edited yesterday, or Panchita shared with Lori a week ago, or things like that. And this is especially helpful if you're working with different people collaborating on a document and say they make changes that you don't want, or maybe someone accidentally deletes part that was important. You could look at that activity here, see if it was moved to trash maybe, or things like that. You can also look up at this toolbar. We have some helpful things here. You can move a file to trash this way. This eye is just to see a preview of that file. And it'll bring it up like this. This button that looks like a person with the plus is how you share documents. So this was a flyer that I created for voter registration day. And let's say before we wanted to send it to the printer, we wanted to share it with Jamala to see if she had any comments or anything. We would click on this document, we would go to share, and then I would type in Jamala's email. And right over here, this icon that's like a pen, I can change the permissions of who I'm sharing it with. So maybe I just want Jamala to see it, but I don't want her to make any changes to the document. Then I would put can view. If I wanted her to be able to see it and to add comments, like change the font here, change the color, add our logo, use a different logo, I would put can comment. And then with can edit, she can actually go into the document and edit it herself. And so this will send her a notification that I've just shared a document with her. And I can add a note, voter registration day file, please review. And with this down here checked, notify people, it will send her an email saying, Janice just shared voter registration day document with you. It will show her this message, and then I just click send and it will send that email. Another way to share it, instead of sharing it directly with people, and you can have multiple people on here. you can get a shareable link. And what this means is that you'll have a link that you can send to many different people and they'll all have access to it. So instead of sharing it with a few people directly, you just create a shareable link for the document and you could send it to whoever. It doesn't matter if they've been shared directly like this, they can see it. So you would just click that. And as soon as you click it, it actually copies the link for you. And this is the link here. And as you can see, anyone at Organization for Black Struggle with the link can view. So I'm just going to cancel this. I'm actually going to turn this. That's fine. So back to the home screen. If we want to create a new document, we would go up here to the top left with this plus sign and click New. And we can make a new folder. Like say we're working on a project and we want everything that goes into this project in the same folder. So it's easy to access. We all have that information. We would create a new folder. We can upload a file or a folder from our computer or from a flash drive and add it to Google Drive so that everyone can access it, can look at it, and can edit it, make comments. And then we can also make a new Google Doc, Google Sheet, Google Slide. And with this arrow here, you can make just a blank one, or you can make it from a template. And the last thing I will talk about on this page is just this bar right here. So this is just tab that will take you to your drive. This will look at, so this is basically your documents that you have created. Shared with me will show you documents that other people have shared with you. This quick access option is sort of new, but it'll just show you people that you interact with frequently. So Jamala and Khadijah for me, and things that have been edited recently that they've shared with me will appear up here. Otherwise, it's just in that traditional list view down here. And you can sort it by share date, you can sort it by name, however you want to sort it. And these are just a quick way to get to those documents that other people have created or would like you to work on. Then we have the recent tab, which will just show you the documents that you've been working on recently, so you can quickly access that. Starred documents, you can go into a document, and if you go to these three dots here, you can remove or add a star to the document. So that's just saying, like, if you want to access this document quickly by going to the starred tab on the left, you would just star that document. And it's just another way to quickly access the document if you knew you were going to be working on it frequently over the next month or so. And then you...
I'm sorry, could you explain that again? Why would you star a document and not put it in a folder?
Yeah, so here. So you can also, starring the document or not starring the document will not interfere with where it is placed in your drive. So here, I will go to this folder. Demos was a conference I went to, and we'll look at this document here. So this document will stay in my folder where it's placed, and I can just add a star. And it says star added.
I'm saying why are you adding the star? Like what?
So since I've added the star.
Adding a star do for you?
Yeah, so since I've added the star, a quick way I can access that document again is by going to starred, and it's right here.
Okay.
So it's just a quick way to look at that document. That's really all it is. And then this right here just shows you how much storage you have, Google Drive. Because this is a Google Suite, I have 30 gigabytes of storage. I think you get about 15 if it's just a regular Gmail. But this will tell you how much storage you have. You do have like a lot of storage, so you can really put a lot of things on Google Drive. So yeah, I wouldn't hesitate about worrying about storage or anything like that.
Hey, Janet?
Yes.
I was just going to say a comment on the shareable link. if the person is already shared on the link, it will not notify you. So I would recommend that you copy that link that she told you where you can get the shareable link and send it directly to that person. So let's say you've already shared it with Janice and Jamala before, and you've made some changes and some updates to it. It's not gonna notify them that you've made changes. It's already assuming that they're tracking that document and that when they open it, they'll see the changes that you've made. But if you want to notify them, go ahead and click the Get Shareable link and send it to them.
Right. Or another thing you can do.
Are you saying like you would I'm sorry. Are you saying you would copy? Like you would?
Yeah, where she showed you where you get the shareable
Copy
link
and
and
paste.
copy it, you would just copy it, the link.
So I'm going to open.
And then email it to the person, or?
Yes, you would copy it and email it to the person. Just that link in it, just to say, hey, I've made some updates, just so they'll know that they can click straight through to that link. That's
Right.
if you've already shared it.
Yeah, that's a good point. So just because you're making changes in a document that you've shared with someone else, they aren't going to know that you've made changes until you tell them by email or whatever. But another thing you can do is actually, so this document is already shared with Jamala, and I can see that here because I clicked on shared and it says shared with Jamala Rogers. This is just her other email and 9 others. But what I can still do is share it with Jamala again and have this notify people clicked and add a note saying just updated, we'll say definition section. Please review. And if I click send, even though I've already shared it with her, it will send her a notification, this document is shared with you, and it will send her this, this message that I've typed. So what Azizi was talking about was taking this link.
So you're saying,
Sorry, repeat that? What were you
but
saying?
are you saying if you write a note? I'm saying if you write a note, then that will supersede everything because it's new, and they will get a notification if you write a note in there.
Yes, as long as you have this right here where it says notify people, if you have it clicked, if you have it checked, you write the note, you have the person here, and you click send. That's when it'll be an email. Or if you want to take this link and send it to them again, or even if you just want to send them an email saying the document I already shared with you, I just made updates. Any of these ways are ways that they can know that you've made an update and take a look there.
Okay.
So another thing that I will show you is how to make comments in the document. So this document that's shared, one of the assignments that Jamali gave us was to review this and make any, she wanted to know if there are any updates that we thought needed to be made. So instead of just like deleting things in this document and changing them, what I can do is highlight text in the document, and you'll see over to the right here, this add a comment pops up. And if this doesn't pop up, you can always go up to the top right here, open comment history. You can click that. You can click add a comment this way. But you just highlight that text, you click add comment, and I would add whatever comment I had. Thought this definition was great, whatever. Or if I wanted to change something, would change wording. You'd want to be more specific, but anyways. So what I could do here is tag Jamala in this comment. And this is another way that a notification will be sent to her. So if I type in @, it'll bring up my people who I've recently talked to, and I'll put Jamala here. So I've tagged Jamala, and I'll say, please review. And once I click comment, it will send Jamala a notification to her by email saying, Janice made a comment on a document that they've shared with you. The comment mentioned you. What I can also do in this comment is click this assign to Jamala Rogers. So what this does, the assigned person will be notified and responsible for marking this done. This basically makes my comment a task. And Jamala can go into this document, change the wording or not change the wording, whatever she wants. And there would be a check mark right around here. And whenever she's done addressing that comment, she would click, task completed, and the comment would just go into the comment history. But you would just click assign and it would send that task to that person. Sorry, are there any questions?
Now, you're recording you're recording this training, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then how could I access that recording, or could I?
Yeah, so when this is finished and I download the recording, I'll put it on my drive and I'll share it with everyone that was involved in this call.
Okay, very good. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep, and all you have to do is go into Google Drive and actually you'll get an email saying that this document was shared with you. If you just click play, it'll take you to Google Drive. So let's see. Okay, so something I'm going to go over, I'm going to click out of this, is since most of us are in committees, something that we're going to be doing by the end of this week, I believe by tomorrow, our first quarter report is due. So Jamala has shared with us the staff quarterly report form. So I'll type in quarter because I don't really remember what the document was titled, and this comes up. I can see that this is Jamala Rogers' document from March 31st, staff quarterly report form 2020. So I'm going to click on that. So this is the form that Jamala wants us to fill out by tomorrow for each committee, just showing what we did over the past quarter, our goals, our successes, our challenges, things like that. So since this is a document that Jamala has shared with a lot of different people, she obviously wants us all to fill out one for our committee. So I don't want to work in this actual document. If I did, I would go up here to open with, I would open it with Google Docs, and I would type right into here. But since this is a document that a lot of people are using as like a template, what I'm going to do is go up here to File, and I'll go here to Make a Copy, because I want to make a copy of this document that I can actually type in and edit without interfering with everyone else's template. So I'll make a copy, and I will call it Youth Committee, because that's the one I'll be doing, Quarterly Report Form 2020. And I want to take it out of this committee training folder. And I'll actually just create this document in my drive. So there has made a copy of the document. So this document is different from the document Jamala shared, and this is the one that I can work in. So I would just fill this out. I would fill out what my goals were for this quarter, goal 1, goal 2. Here is where Jamala wants us to fill out what different events we had. So affirmations, what month was affirmations in? Was it February? March, okay. So
March.
Okay, so if this was the Sisters Talking Back one, I would put affirmations here. And you would just fill this out with any other events that your committee put on or co-hosted, co-sponsored, you would put that here. And see, it says base building activities and projected contacts engaged / actual. So let's say for affirmations, how many people did you expect to come? Lori or Pranchita?
We expected, I think it was 60.
60. Okay, so that would be, so this says contacts engaged / actual. It's it actually say projected. So projected goal of attendance was 60. And then how many people actually came?
40.
40. Okay, so you would put 60 / 40.
Now, could I ask a question?
Yes.
On the program planner, it doesn't say it like that. I would put affirmations, attendance goal 60, actual attendance 40. Would that be that would suffice?
Yes, you could put it however you want, just so it's clear.
All right. I'm trying to use the same language that's on the program planner.
Oh, okay. You mean goal instead of projected.
Yeah, on it at the very top, it says attendance goal. That's what I would try to use similar language than switching language. That's all I'm saying. For me.
Yeah, you could definitely do that.
All right.
So another thing, let's say I was in Sisters Talking Back, but I wasn't the one in charge of the sign-in sheet. So I don't know what the actual attendance was.
It was 40.
Yes, but just for the scenario, let's say I didn't know.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So I could leave this blank, and like we went over before, I could highlight it. I would go over to add comment, and let's say I knew that Panchita knew this number. So I would add Panchita. So I don't have Panchita's email in here because we don't talk on Google Drive enough. But I would say, let's say Khadijah knew. So I would add Khadijah, I would assign it to Khadijah, and I would say, please fill in with actual attendance from sign-in sheets. And I would click assign, it would send Khadijah a notification, Janice wants you to fill this in, and then once she's done, she can click task completed. That's going to be important when you're collaborating on a document and you all want to work on it, but you don't all have, you can't all fill in each box. You would just fill in what you can and highlight the things that you can't fill in and assign it to different people in your committee. But once we've all filled this all in, we're going to want to let Jamala know that we've finished our quarterly report. So we would go to share. Allow her to edit, and we would add the note, quarterly report form finished. We make sure notify people is checked. We send it to her, and then she can review it, make comments, send it back, whatever she wants to do. So are there any other things that you could think of that you would need to know for committee business in Google Drive before I switch to talking about how to make flyers and social media posts and stuff through Canva?
Yes. Suppose you have 3 goals and not 2.
Yeah, so that you would just add some rows. So here I would right click, insert row below, and you could put, I'm gonna actually add 2, and you would put goal number 3, and you can type in that goal.
Okay.
So some of these things, what's actually going to be most helpful, I would say, is if you don't know how to do something like that, like how to add a row, is if you just go to YouTube, which you can actually get to since YouTube is with Google now. You can actually get to by going to Google Apps, go straight to YouTube, and this is what I do when I don't remember how to do any kind of thing. I would just put in how to add a row in Google Sheets or in Google Docs. enter, and then there's tons of like quick 30-second, 40-second videos that come up. You could just watch those and it would tell you the same thing that I just told you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's if there's something last minute that you just need to fill in and there's no one available to like walk you through it. YouTube is a great place to go to for those kinds of things.
Janice, would you go to Sisters Talking Back folder? I want to see how you get there. This is a lot for me to take in visually, let me tell you. So
Okay.
I'd like to see you do that with what you've told us already.
Yeah, absolutely. And then once I share the recording of this video, you can always go back and look over the things that I've gone through. So you can like go back, click by click, what did I do? So you
Okay.
want me to go to this Talking Back folder.
Yes.
So I can type that in my search bar, which is how I would find it. But the only thing is, if it's not shared with me, I won't have access to it.
Got you.
So I don't believe
It has been shared with you.
it has been shared with me.
All right.
I have access to it. What did you need to know about it? I just organized all of them.
Well, I just want to see the process of going in it and finding it. That's all I'm asking. Not to do anything with it. Just.
Okay.
Well, to find it,
I got it now.
yeah, you would just go to the search bar, type it in, and it would come up if you had access to it.
And we would say Sister Talking Back folder.
It would say whatever the name of the folder is.
Ah, all right.
Yeah, so we have shared folders. Like I have a shared folder that's just titled my name. And then it's the first thing that comes up here. And I know it's this folder because it has this icon here. So this is the folder. These are Google Docs. This is a PDF. But I could just click into that.
All right.
And it would open the contents of the folder like it has here.
So the Sister Talking Back folders have been organized by year. So you probably need to, you know, but even if you just started typing Sisters Talking Back, or I think it might be STB, is the way it's being organized.
I think it's STB, would be STB 2019 or STB 2020.
Yes, it's been organized by year.
Yeah.
Other questions people have thought of? Questions? Okay, so if there's no more questions, we're going to move on to talking about Canva. So you can get to Canva just by typing in, it's CANVA. You can type it into Google, and it's the first thing that comes up, create beautiful designs with your team. It's right here.
Okay.
Otherwise, you would just go to the search bar, type in canva.com, and it's going to take you to the same place. So this is a free website where you can create flyers, and you create them based on, they have like thousands of different designs that people have already made up, and you just tweak them a little bit to fit your event or whatever purpose you're making this flyer for. So this is how I create flyers for the Young Visionary Award, Mayat, the Sense, posters like that. Anything I'll send to the printer, post online, I'll make it in Canva. And you can create a Canva account through your email, through your Google account, through Facebook, whatever way you want to create that. So when you go into here, you go up to create design, and you click this, and it has all of these different suggestions. You can make a video, you can make a social media post for Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook. You can make a poster, a logo, presentation, flyer, etc. But something that you'll typically use with this is custom dimensions. So you can make those mini posters that we have that are 8.5 by 11s, you can make quarter pagers or whatever. So say you're working in a 6" by 4". That's what you want to create. You would type in 6 by 4, make sure this is in inches, and click Create Design. And right here, this shows you your design as of right now. It's just a blank page right now, and these are the dimensions, 6 by 4. So to the left, you see a lot of designs that have already been created. And there's thousands of designs here created for the 6 by 4 dimension. And you can search the templates. So let's say you were doing an event on Black Love Day. So you could type in something simple like love, and you have a bunch of templates that are related to love. So we'll just click this one. And what you're going to do is you're going to take these templates and you just want to change a few things. You don't want to completely remake the design because they're already made to be aesthetically pleasing and clear. So you just want to change things like the words, the colors, and maybe you want to add the logo for your committee. So you can just edit it basically like you would a PowerPoint slide. You can put the name of your committee. And over here on the left side, where we have all of these different tools we can use, we would click upload if we wanted to add our committee or our organizational logo. I've used Canva a lot. I have all of these things that I've already uploaded, but you would just go to upload an image or video, click that, select the image or video you want to use from your computer, and then it would load it into this toolbar. So let's say I was working with the YCPD. I would just take this logo. I've accidentally added 2. So I would just take this logo, resize it for whatever purpose I have, and I can drag and drop it to wherever on the page I want it. And you see these pink lines popping up. Those show you how to make sure that your text and your everything is like centered on the page, or center left, center right, however you want it. You can also click on some different things, the text or some of the different clip art images. So let's say you wanted to make it more clearly like black, or more clearly with the colors of your organization. You can click on this heart, go up to this color box right here. And since I use a lot of different designs in red, black, and green, you can click any of these default colors. You can pick a new color from this color wheel, or you could just change it to the different colors that are used within the document. You could add some black hearts, some green hearts, whatever you wanted to do with it, So let's look to be satisfied. Someone put themselves on mute. I'm hearing some background noise. So you want to So let's say you wanted to share your design with someone in your committee. You would go up to here where it says share, and you would click that, and it basically works the same as you would share in Google Drive. You would type in their email, change their permissions. Do we want them to view it or edit it? We'll just say view because we don't want them messing around with it. And if they have comments, they can email me. And you would send the invite, and it would invite whoever you added to view it or to make comments or to edit it. What we can also do up here is download the flyer. So let's say we wanted to download it and put it on our Google Drive. We could download it in any of these different file types. And this tells you what's the point of having it in this different file type. So if you wanted to download it, a high quality image, you would do it as a PNG. If you wanted a small file size, like you don't want the file too big, let's say you were going to email it around, you would do a JPEG. And then there's these different things. If it's multiple pages, like say it was a front and back design, that would technically be 2 pages. So you'd want to save it as a PDF. Or a video, if you made a GIF, these different kinds of things. So I'm just going to download this as a PNG so we can upload it to Google Drive. Download. And see, it's down here, Celebrate Black Love, it's downloaded this. And if you just wanted to save your design, come back to it later, you would just go to File and click Save. And it's saved in your Canva right now. So if we go home, we go to this left toolbar, look at all of our designs, we can see Celebrate Black Love. And this was just one I created to run through it myself. But this is the one we worked on together. And these are some of the other designs that I was able to create with Canva. So we'll just take a look at this. These are some of the different kinds of things you can create. So this was a Facebook ad that I made for the census for Ward 22. It has our logo. It has, this is all text that I've added, a picture that I added from the Census Bureau, things like that. I'm gonna close this down. This was a Habari Saturday flyer that I made. Some mini poster for the Jamala Rogers Young Visionary Award, and different things like that. So now that we've downloaded this flyer, we wanna put it onto Google Drive. So I just go to my Drive home screen. I would click new at this top left here, and then File, Upload. And then I would just enter that file. I would click Celebrate Black Love, open. And you can see it's uploading this item. That green check shows that it's been uploaded. We can click it from right here, and it's in our Google Drive. So let me go back to Canva. So these are really the basics of Canva. This is the Canva home screen again. Are there any questions here?
So Janice, I got a question.
I'm sorry.
Delta?
Yeah, so this is free?
Canva is free, yes.
Okay.
There are some limitations to the account. So let me open up a design. There are some limitations to the account, but I would say based on the basic things we have to do for our committees, the limitations aren't anything that you would need to use. So this is this Try Canva Pro. Just shows you all of the different things that you could get with that upgraded account, but I've never had to upgrade my account, and I've made several flyers.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And then Laura, you had a question?
I will add, Belta.
My question was the same question. Just because I saw something that said try it for free, and I'm like, wait, does it cost money?
Yeah, no.
So you answered that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Janice, I just wanted to add with Canva, because I'm in Canva all day long myself. There are some templates that you use that some of the artwork on them aren't free. So if you try to download it, it will tell you that. Okay. But it sounds like Janice is being very, very selective in what artwork, what template she's choosing. So yeah. I'm just saying FYI, just in case one of them came up for you, you'll know that the reason why it's sometimes it'll pop up and give you a message to let you know.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and you can see on this, if you look at the shared screen, when I hover over these templates, you can see in the lower right-hand corner, it says free.
Got you.
So this one's free. Like all of these are free. And you definitely have enough options so that you don't have to pay for one. I would say, looks like this one may not be free. Just because I'm not seeing anything pop up. But I also don't see any notification that you have to pay for it.
Okay, that's just like when you're looking for, searching for a picture in clipboard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you know what's free and what's not. You know what you can copy or what you got to pay for.
Yeah,
That's correct.
and I see now why this one isn't free, because when I hover over it, it doesn't say free. I've clicked it, and you can, I'm not sure if you can see this, but there's little like hatched a watermark over each of these each of these flowers.
Watermark.
And if I click on this and I want to remove that watermark, then it'll tell me this is a premium image. I have to pay $1 for it.
Yeah, okay.
And the only time that that's come up for me was when I wanted to add, like to a MyOp flyer, I wanted pictures or images of Black children. Some of the more, like, I guess, less commonly used images, like if I wanted a Kwanzaa Kinara, there's probably only going to be like 3 of those images pop up, and they're probably going to be things I have to pay for. But I can always go to Google Images, search for a Kinara, and then I could just, I would want to make sure that in our tools, we go to usage rights and make sure that it's labeled for reuse, which just means that this is an image that you can use on your own flyers without having to pay for it or without worrying about someone suing you for copyright infringement. You would just, and this is actually the image I used for, ended up using for the flyer, but you could click this image, you know, download it, upload it to Canva, and have that free image that way. So I'll just, for the recording of the video, I'll just show me downloading this and uploading it to Canva. So I'll save this as Kinara. I'm gonna put this on my desktop. So you see down here, it's downloading this. I can go back to the Black Love Day, go to uploads, and I can even just drag this up here. You can see this is still loading. Then I can just click this, and it's an image I can use for free and put it on my design however I want it. Any other questions about Canva? So that's basically Canva, and Google Drive covers the majority of the things that we're going to be using, or at least that I have used for committee work. You can make flyers, you can keep track of contacts in, you know, Google Sheets. You can make documents, fill out quarterly reports, collaborate on all these documents, things like that. So since it's about 2, unless there are any last questions, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And we're just gonna close out. So I'll just check in with everyone. How are we feeling about what we've gone over today? Feel like we can apply this? Thumbs up from NATO. Thumbs up from Velta.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, especially since it's recorded and I can use the recording as a reference.
Yeah, definitely.
Appreciate you. Thank you, Janice.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank
Lisa,
you, Janice. Visually, very overwhelming for me.
Good.
Really, just. I'm glad it's recorded. Visually, I just could not take that all in. I made some notes. I just have to go over it. It's just a lot visually.
Yeah,
Process.
makes sense.
Thank you, though. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
they'll have this recording. You can always go to YouTube, how to, blah, 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 and they'll have a quick video showing you how to do whatever you need to. And that's
All right.
how I learned this stuff. So,
Okay.
Lisa, are you with us? Lisa might have stepped away from the computer, from our phone.
No, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, no, I ain't stepped away. I'm listening. I'm saying, I appreciate it. I have a memory problem, so by you having it recorded, believe me, I'm be looking at it. I just have to keep on looking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very, very informational for me.
So me and Turbo.
Oh, look. Oh, there he is. Yes. Oh, wow.
Small dog.
Oh,
Mr. Cat.
awesome. Boy, you're handsome. It's a boy, isn't it?
Yeah, Turbo.
Yeah, boy.
Okay, look, Thomas Turbo.
That boy
I was
is
close
so
enough.
handsome, it's not even funny. That is a beautiful cat right there.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Turbo.
Turbo?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Turbo.
He was a rescue, so I did not name him.
Awesome.
You just recently get him?
Rescue cats are the best. Turbo.
No, I've had him for about a year.
My rescue cat's name is Diva.
Okay, well, Janice, I thank you very much for your time and your patience.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to share this out. Have a good evening. If you have any questions,
Be safe, protected, and thank you again.
be well.
Okay.
Good
All
talk.
right.
Thank you.